governors representatives from East and West Paradise, and Solomon Islands, heads of governments, Papara, Mikamoy, ABG, President Commandant, Ministers of the Crown, Governors of the Central Bank, Deputy Governor, Bankers of the Crown, Ophir Priest, Governor for North, Prophet Aaron Tuto, the Kupasi Commanders and Soldiers of the Crown, Papara Youth Workforce, Ramapo Trades and Government, graduating attendants, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all to the 18th multi-millionaires graduation ceremony of the system. The last 17 graduations have been very hectic. The world out there has been viewing, discussing, debating, and arguing about our graduations. Everyone is dumbfounded because such a thing has never ever happened before. It's happening for the very first time in the history of the world. Sometimes I go online, internet, and just watch the arguments and debates, both for and against, and I'm just amazed at the kind of arguments they make. It's just another indication that what we are doing is beginning to shake the world like an earthquake. You all know that according to the law of nature, an earthquake comes just before the flood comes to wash away everything. The earthquake shakes the floodgates and opens it up for the actual flood to flow. Our graduations are equivalent to the earthquake. Our payout is the flood or deluge that is going to trample this land and restore everything to its original status. Many people around the world have been sending me messages inquiring about our payouts. Now that we have our graduation videos on YouTube, internet, they are able to see, read, and appreciate, and thank us for making it happen during their lifetime. Some thought they would not live to see their payouts, but now they are beginning to see light at the end of the tunnel. They can now understand why it has taken us 2 decades to complete the journey. They now appreciate everything we're doing for them and for humanity as a whole. Some people recently asked about my secret, and I told them I have too many secrets, more than 1 million. Then they asked again, but just share with us one of the many million secrets so we can be successful too. After a while I asked them, do you know the meaning of Jewish-Trek? They answered, yes, we understand that Jewish-Trek has something to do with your universal vision for humanity. I told them, the letter U stands for the universe. I'm fighting for the universe. I'm fighting to save, restore, and reconstruct the original universal system or software that was corrupted or destroyed when Adam lost his leadership or kingship in the Garden of Eden. I told them the reason why most people don't understand nor grasp the size and magnitude of my work is because they are only concerned about their own personal lives, their own family lives, their own clans and tribes, districts, provinces, nations, and regions. None of them is fighting for something bigger. Everyone is fighting for, at their own levels of existence, their own circles of influence, their own categories of appointments and or leadership. No one is interested to fight for the universe. It's too big for anyone to fight for anyway. It even looks crazy to see someone fighting for the universe when everyone else is fighting for some little things. That's what Jewish-Trek is. I'm fighting for something that no one else in all the world has ever fought for. It's not too big. It is too big, for them to fight for anyway. If you look around the world, you see so many countries where people are fighting for freedom and independence. Right on Bougainville, for instance, we've been fighting for independence since the mid-1900s. And between 1989 and 1998, we lost about 20,000 lives. We shed our precious blood to save our island from environmental pollution, etc. The precious blood shed by our people saved the island, and we shall never be the same again. Right next to us, our brethren in West Papua are still fighting for the independence. They are still shedding their own precious blood to become free and independent. All over the world, since the beginning of history, blood is shed to accomplish something. I've even seen or read some individuals who shed blood because they loved to marry someone beautiful. There was a story I read recently. Someone wanted to marry a beautiful girl. We saw, but the family did not want him. The family lived on an island and tried everything to stop the guy going there. One day the guy swam across the sea to the island, but a shark happened to cut a part of his arms just before he arrived. The guy sacrificed his blood and arm because he loved that beautiful girl. The girl's family sympathized with him and just allowed him to marry their daughter. You see, according to the universal principle of inheritance, bloodshed is the key to ownership and rulership. If you're fighting for something and you happen to shed your blood in the process, consider yourself a victor. You have succeeded and won the battle already. Again, it all depends on what you're fighting for. If you shed blood while fighting for your family or clan, you have succeeded. If you shed blood while fighting for your nation's independence, consider yourself a victor. The nation will definitely be free and independent. Again, whatever you fight for, will definitely get it. You definitely get it if your blood was shed for it. I'm just trying to explain the various forms of bloodshed we've seen or heard of around the world. Even 2,000 years ago, our firstborn brother came to earth and shed his own precious blood to save all mankind. We became Christians because of what he did on the cross. His vision for humanity could not be completed without the shedding of his own precious blood. In a like manner, my vision for the universe could not be accomplished without the shedding of my own precious blood. I commenced Jewish tract system in 1998. 8 years later, on 21st November 2006, I had to shed my own precious blood for it. For without bloodshed, there's no ownership and no inheritance. Since U in Jewish tract stands for the universe, and since I shed my own precious blood for it, I now legally and by covenant own the universe. It's now mine forever. I can now establish the kingdom of heaven here on earth. This may sound funny to our mockers, but it's a proven universal law or principle that cannot be ignored. Everyone who fights for something and sheds his or her blood in the process definitely becomes the owner or victor. If he fights for a piece of land, he becomes the landlord if he sheds his blood for it. If he fights for a beautiful girl, he becomes the husband. If he fights for 100 million kina, it becomes his if he sheds his blood. If he fights for anything, it becomes his if he sheds his blood. Therefore, I now consider myself the landlord of the universe. The universe belongs to me. I already paid for it with my own precious blood, and Father God has already awarded its title deed to me. We also know that the word goes before action. In 2002, when I was in Honeyala, Solomon Islands, a certain world-renowned prophet by the name of Prophet Brian Hayes from Australia, New Zealand, came and visited me. He said, when I was departing Australia, I was praying and asking God, what message should I give to this guy? And the Lord gave me a very specific message. This is the message, that the original title deed of the universe has your name written on it. Take it because it's yours. He kept repeating it 2 or 3 times. Wow, it was another direct confirmation from the prophet, but I already knew what he was talking about because I had already signed or sealed it in 3 covenants that God made with me and I with him early on 2nd November 1999, 1st January 2000, and 15th February 2000. Everything I go through today has been recorded already in my covenants. Nothing is new. That's why when the prophet told me about my lordship or ownership or title deed of the universe, I was not surprised at all. I just smiled and received it as another confirmation. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just trying to explain the long-standing universal principle of taking ownership of something after bloodshed. Our firstborn brother 2,000 years ago did that to save the whole world. The last brother today has done the same. He shed his own precious blood to have ownership and title deed of the universe. For only then can we establish the kingdom of heaven here on earth. If the world is still under control of the serpent, it's impossible to establish the theocratic kingdom of heaven here on earth. Now it's very easy for us to establish the kingdom of heaven here on earth because the The identical twins, firstborn and lastborn, or elder and younger, have already purchased the universe with their own precious blood. There's no more antagonistic enemy around, no more opposition. Therefore, we can now establish his kingdom here on earth. Anyone who joins the system comes into the covenant, both the new covenant of the firstborn and the new covenant of the lastborn, and therefore has every legal right to own the piece of land in the universe of God. So, brethren, ladies and gentlemen, the universe, the entire universe is now yours. When Adam lost his kingship, it started legally transferred to the serpent. 2,000 years ago, our firstborn brother came and shed his blood to open the dispensation for the establishment of the kingdom. 2,000 years later, our lastborn brother has come and shed his blood again to establish the kingdom and close the dispensation. As you know, the firstborn opens the womb and the lastborn closes it. The firstborn preaches the kingdom is nigh or at hand, while the lastborn establishes it. Everybody has to come between them. No one else can escape. Just like when I was with late King Francis Honor in Panguna. He used to say, brother, me am firstborn, you am lastborn. No God want to man by abusim him to brother. Suppose I abusim me, by fighting on up, now bring him come inside. Now suppose I abusim you, by me hitting on again, now by come inside again. No God man by abusim him to brother. Unquote. That concept applies. That concept applies to both physical and spiritual domains. The relationship between firstborn and lastborn can only be understood by those who are firstborn and lastborn in that category. The concept of identical twins I've been talking about for some time now makes things even more clear. The difference is that everything the firstborn prophesies about is implemented by the lastborn. But the things the lastborn prophesies about will only be implemented by the lastborn himself. The lastborn is therefore both the prophet as well as the implementer. He prophesies and lives to implement those prophecies himself. He doesn't wait for someone else to come and implement his prophecies because he's the implementer and lastborn himself. Again, I'm just trying to explain things so it's clear to everyone that our breakthrough in reaching this important day was because we were fighting for the entire universe and God's creation according to the master plan, the mysteries, and omniscience of God. While everyone else was fighting for little things concerning their personal life, family, clan, district, nation, etc. No one in the whole universe knows the size, length, and breadth of the universe. Even the physical universe is just too big for anyone to fathom. Even scientists have tried over the years to see the ends of the universe using very powerful telescopes to no avail. Even the most powerful telescopes mankind can build will still be unable to see or measure the ends of the universe. It's just not possible for anyone to do that. They can only estimate or make assumptions. That's exactly one of the reasons why no one will understand fully the size and magnitude of the humanistic system. It's too big and too large for anyone else to measure. Therefore, since we are fighting for the entire universe, including the planets, the solar systems, and so on, God has also given us the overall government of power to coordinate the whole world and finance it according to the universal vision, strategy that He has given us. It's logical that the one with a bigger vision and master plan will always have overriding powers over anyone with little plans and programs. Very simple. US currencies. For some time now, I've given some explanation about the mechanisms and modus operandi of our monetary system, and everyone should be fully aware of it now. There have also been seminars conducted by our bankers and government officers, including pastors, etc. So by now, everyone should have full understanding of the system. Even more recently, Madam Jessica Nakota has conducted several seminars in an attempt to clarify everything clearly for everyone. So I don't think there's too much unclear debris around. Everyone is now fully aware of a new global universal monetary system. Our world reserve currency, here we go, is the most single most powerful currency on the planet today. Its exchange rate is 1 UB gold equals 1,000 US dollar, which makes it the most powerful and strongest world reserve currency of all time. Implementation. The route we have traveled from beginning to completion is unique. No one has ever done it before. For the first time in the history of the world, our little island, nation, and region is rising prominently in the eyes of the world. Our global strategy for implementation is very similar to what we have here on the ground. You know that on one side we have the ABG, PNG, and ABG, and on one side we have the Twin Kingdom, all operating under the Tri-Government Agreement. The formula has worked wonders over the past 15 years of our establishment. While the PNG and ABG will provide mostly the basic services, our people on the other side, on this side, were strategically busy with our establishment. After 15 years, the ABG expired on the 15th June 2020, and now our turn has come to rule and reign and provide services, development, reconstruction, and payouts to our clients and investors. There's no competition, no rivalry between our governments, but cooperation only between ourselves, as we have powerful agreements and memos signed between ourselves. In the same way, our global system is strategically taking over the other global governance system. There's no competition, no rivalry, but cooperation only. That is the strategy of cooperation and unity. Forex. In the same way, our programs, including our Forex systems, work hand in hand together with each other. We have established 2 main Forex platforms that work together side by side with the conventional Forex system. On the conventional side, we now have a BVK and BVD on the Forex system. We sent some gold recently to them to make it happen, and it's not happening now. On the other hand, our own UV Forex system is also up now. I engaged recently some specialist experts and programmers who are making big turnarounds for us. On the conventional Forex side, we are only trading 1 to 2 currencies, but on our UV Forex side, we are trading all our 40 powerful currencies. It's very exciting to see how both are working together side by side. While the conventional FX is trading our BVK at fluctuating exchange rates derived from USD, we are also trading our BVK at our own exchange rates derived from the UV gold. For example, under the conventional Forex system, the exchange rate is 1 BVK is 0.4576 Canadian dollars, while under the UV Forex system, the exchange rate is 1 BVK to 1.21 BVG, and so on. In other words, it will take some time for both Forex systems to work together, hand in hand or side by side, until such time our system fully takes over everything. Then we'll have only one monetary system, one banking system, one currency system, working and enabling us to reconstruct the world that is now ours. The world belongs to good people who love each other and want to live together in perfect peace and harmony forever. At the moment, the conventional world is still ruled, controlled, and funded by those who don't want us to live on the planet. You know how they invented the coronavirus recently to kill and scare everyone to death. It's part of their strategy. However, they will no longer be ruling and reigning over us, as we now have our 100% sovereign system in place and operational. We are free, independent, and sovereign. Finally, you all know that I already declared the next phase of our payouts last week on 16th of August. That's 5 days ago. The following day, we received some FX sites, links, and websites. They were sent around on Facebook, Skype, and WhatsApp to many of our clients, officers, etc. I too received one such link from our Bougainville and PNG network. Let me just clarify that those websites or links are BVK trades conducted by our European or international clients, but not the ones that I'm directly working on. Of course, they are okay, and I'm happy to see our international clients taking the initiative to trade BVK in the way they're set up at their branch level operations. However, the real or actual Forex system I've set up is the one that will give us full leverage for payouts, development, and reconstruction, etc. I just checked again early this morning, and our technical experts were very busy fundraising and fine-tuning little things. I would have to check up with them again immediately after today's graduation ceremony. I'm sure they should be finished by then, but I must check it thoroughly as the overall coordinator before I can disclose anything to you. It's all good news for us, but I must check it up again myself just in case there's something that needs to be changed or amended. It's only 5 days after we opened the second phase of our payout. I'm sure you wouldn't mind waiting for another couple of days for fine-tuning. I want to deliver the best to you. Just before my coming over here for the graduation speech, I told my international technical experts that I will be back to chat with them within 2 to 3 hours. They agreed, and so I'm looking forward to their fine-tuning of things before I can disclose to you the official Forex websites and links, both conventional and UF Forex. After that is done, we can do anything we want. Conclusion. Let me now close this brief speech and proceed straight to our 18th graduation ceremony. I plan to start flying our PNG clients and investors on charters to and from Bougainville as of next week, UAE week. That's why we must complete our local graduation soonest. I understand that many people who registered for graduation in person have not turned up. Therefore, today's graduation might not have the number we expect. We'll just go ahead and graduate whoever has registered, be 10, 20, 30, 40, or 100 people. That's still fine with me. I just graduate whoever is present and move on because it's also our payout time. We don't have enough time to waste. Our long-awaited turn to conduct our payouts has come. All we need was the convertibility of our currencies, which we now have. Currency conversion is, however, not everything. After currency conversion comes fund transfers into our coffers. That takes another few days. That's the time when I'm satisfied. I will authorize our banks on the ground to start exchanging foreign currencies for BBK and vice versa, so you can start trading both locally and internationally. Now finally, before I close, thank you everyone who have participated in our graduation program. As multi-millionaire graduates, you have full access to your funds in the system, IBOM, Combanks, Central Bank, Real World Bank, etc. While waiting for us to fine-tune little things on the FX, make sure that you are using your voucher cards to grow and expand your funds and accounts. It's a rare opportunity that might not be available again too soon. I want everyone to have more than enough funds so that when FX officially begins, you will not be wasting your money. I've seen people in the other countries who spend up to $10 million on FX programs. They try to invest more money into Forex accounts, not knowing that they would lose it, all of it. I felt sorry for them. Yes, or fly away within minutes if you don't understand the risk of Forex, FX. Forex puts everything at your fingertips, and if you are not careful, you can lose all of it within seconds. That's why I've done everything to diversify your investments. We have many investment products, programs available, including MasterCards, Gold Cards, Nano Gold, IBDs, Treasury Bills, MSCI, etc. Make sure that you have diversified your investments so that if you lose money in another investment, you will still have enough money left in other areas of investments. I hope you are able to understand what I'm trying to explain. Thank you again, everyone, for your listening ears. I will come back to you again any day from now to advise on the latest of our Forex. Thank you and bless you.